Hello, just a guide for preparation for the fight of Malenia and then some tips on how to do some strategy for her. First thing I would actually do is, like I do in many boss fights, I remove all the other spells than the two I find out I can actually use. So here it's Combat Azure and Rock Sling, what I use for this fight. Those are the most useful. I will go into details about that later, why it helped me. Next thing I would actually do for this fight is actually bring a shield with 100% physical. Like all these I go through, they have 100% physical deflection, and you should have at least one of these this late in the game. So any of these will do. Normally I use that one here, the Silver Mirror Shield. That's a late game, but I kind of like that. But the most important is it's 100% physical. I use the Carrion Radial Scepter plus 10, and this is also kind of special. And the most important thing is the Black Knife Tish plus 10, because she will carry you through a lot of this fight, and she will actually knock down Malenia and help a lot. So get her. And then you have these two for the physical, Cerulean Hidden Tear and Magic Shroud and Cracked Tear for the Azure, that for damage. The Talismans, the most important is the Rodigan and the Graven Mask. The other two, I had someone else when I did this fight. This is obviously me at a later stage. And this is the move that I actually hate a lot. The L2 for the Carrion Radial Scepter is actually really good. It stuns her and actually does quite a fair bit of damage as well. So, and it also can be used as a get out of jail free card for a lot of times in the game when you get surprised. And a lot of people don't use this, but it's actually really good. So the blocking and the shield is actually for her insane waterfowl dance that is quite annoying. So you can actually survive would have this if you get the block really good. That would at least help me a lot, because when I went in without a shield, he would normally one-shot me. So a shield normally helps. You can do this, and I can show you now how much damage this L2 does. The spinning, you see here, it does 2,155 damage. All depending on specs, of course, but if you have high intelligence, this is really good. So one spinning weapon, you end up with 2,155 damage. So this is actually useful for a lot of occasions, and I found out through trial and error, trying to find out what worked for Malenia with this. And now we have the fight. This is earlier, so I have a bit more low level and stuff. And the first thing you do when you get in is, of course, get Black Knife Teach around, and the first proc, you might get the Blade Throw there, you might get lucky and you get a proc that takes about 2,000 damage or something. And the most important thing is to be a bit aggressive here. You can see you can knock down, and the reason I'm using Rock Sling is because that actually can stun her and knock her down as well, and that's because it does physical damage, so Rock Sling is actually very good for this. And you see here, Tish really goes on, and it's really aggressive. There she knocks her down, and that's really helpful, so you can get in some damage. If you don't have the Radial Scepter or something else, you can get some 3 points of damage here. And there you see, you knock her down with the Rock Sling, and then you do this L2, and you can keep her stunned for quite a while, and sometimes you get up on the roofs and keep her going. But this is the annoying part, of course, because she regains a lot of life when she does this, but luckily she was targeting Black Knife Tish there, and you see if you knock her down again, and you get a lot of procs, and you knock her down with the Rock Sling, you can do several times again, and then when you go in close, you can do the spinning, as you see, for a lot of damage, and you can sometimes stun lock her quite a lot next to these roots. So it should make it a lot easier. So you see Tish, she knocks her down and knocks her down again, and you also have the Rock Sling to get her knocked down over again. So luckily, and I don't have to use my shield here, and knock her down again there, you see. Sadly, I think she will do the waterfall dance again, but you see, this is really great help in the butt. Yeah, there comes the water flow again, so we gain a lot of health. She didn't target me this time, that was quite lucky. I think the most I survived was 3 times she did this waterfowl dance with me when I had a shield, but you have to have some luck with the RNG with this one. But this is most of the strategy. You knock her down again with the Rock Sling, and so in the combination with the Carrion Radial Scepter and the Black Knife Tish, you should be able to get some. And the first thing you should do is run straight for her. I didn't do this in the beginning, she will also take you down immediately. Drink the flask, and then you do the Combat Azure. And you see here, you almost take her down immediately at once. A lot of this just beam her away, and then it normally would just run away afterwards, because you would do a similar attack again, and then just dodge and stay out of range. And Black Knife Tish should be alive around this point as well, and normally if she's level 10 at least. And then you pummel her with some Rock Sling, and when she does this again, this is your cue again. just load up the comet again, as you see here, and then you should be finished, because this is your moment for using the comet. So those two spells, they really work good with this. So this actually helped a lot for me to get her down. So I hope these tips kind of, if you're stuck with her, she is probably the hardest boss in the game, at least for me in my entire playthrough. I have platinum in this game, and I would say this is probably the boss that was most fun and most challenging. So it took a time to find out my strategy, but this helped me. So if you're stuck, try some of this. If you have these gears and stuff, it's as an alternative solution. I hope you will be here, so you don't have to hear on the Blade of Mikhail again. Have fun.